All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How are you doing today?
Hey, good morning, buddy. I'm doing great. Hope you are and everybody else in the room as well.
All right. Yes, we are. And today is a very special day because it is
It
Peter's
is.
birthday. So
Happy birthday, Peter.
happy birthday, Peter, man. Congrats. Hope you have a great birthday. We have a nice little picture for you here. And I got that from someone. They sent me that great shot of you there. We got some other ones here for you. There's Peter with the crew hanging out in a nice meetup. There's Brian holding, being a good wingman there. Here we have Peter at the beach with his hat. Gotta love that. Getting a little nice suntan there. And here's Peter making a nice little run. I think this is Snapchat. Nice, Peter. Love it. And here, Peter's a great selfie taker, by the way. You can see this very well coordinated, very well squared up there. So pretty nice. So happy birthday, Peter. We love you, buddy. All right, guys, let's get into it. As of today, we have a nice gapping up list again. Another day with a lot of green on the screen today. So that looks pretty decent. We got some stuff in the red, some that we've been watching pretty closely, like DKNG, Plug, Workhorse. I mean, I think Plug was insane yesterday. Well, a lot of stuff was insane yesterday. Actually, let's take a look at some of that right now. Other watches from yesterday, starting with Baba. So Baba yesterday very active in the pre-market. Had a beautiful pre-market action. Let's look at the 5 minute here as we get into yep. Here we go, 5 minutes from yesterday. So again, had a great pre-market action. I didn't really watch the price action closely. As you guys know, I'm not a big fan of Baba. I don't trade it well. But I did have it on here. As again, it was very active. You did get this beautiful pop and a nice drop, beautiful continuation as well. Look at this pullback right up to VWAP. You could have got stopped out here if you got in a little too early, waiting for a drop. It does push us up, but then right back down. Great entry for a short. Back to low of the day at least is 289. 282 level from pre-market, and then you got a nice little continuation even more so after that. Beautiful bounce with some good pops towards the top here, back towards the high of the day. Doesn't quite get to it, but pretty close to this 290 level. Well, not pretty close, right on this 290 level that we had in our pre-market. Here is QCOM. QCOM is a little bit tough to trade. Did have a nice little drop, losing this 145 level that we had on there. Great VWAP, V reversal back to VWAP, and beautiful continuation on top of that. But again, QCOM, guys, I was watching the price action a little bit on this one. It's very difficult to trade. LI was another one that was a little bit wild. Didn't like the way this started off neither. So again, just didn't pay much attention to it. Apple was great, guys. Had a little indecision at the first couple of minutes, but then it started trending nicely here. Look at this beautiful engulfing pattern, right? And what this is basically the next candle completely engulfs the previous candle, covers it completely, usually an indication that the trend is ready to go the opposite direction. And you did see that with a beautiful pop here on Apple, very clean. After that, doesn't get pretty, guys. Very choppy with not much going on there. But let's look at the last two here that were just incredible. XPEV, a little rough at the open, right? You had a nice pop, beautiful breakout from pre-market highs. This 3092 was great. Then here it just becomes a mess. This is a pure mess here. So I'm sure a lot of people were chopped up here. It's just every candle overlapping the previous candle. You have no pattern going. It's just slowly doing that downtrend. But then look what it does for the rest of the day. Once it settles down around 11:30, right? Look what this thing does. Just skyrockets, continues to break the high of the day on a real nice pattern on the 9 and the 20, and then towards the close you had this crazy pop there. And what could be probably the one that just continues to trade very well was Neo, but you had to be patient. I missed this one because again there was nothing here at the first part of this. After 1 o'clock or so, look at what Neo does. Breaks out from the highs of the day, right on here. Nice little breakout. We have some levels, 39 96. Once it breaks out of this, it never looks back and it just takes off. And today already, 12 million shares on Neo, down 2.2. But so that'll be on our list as well. So yeah, a lot of fun stuff yesterday. Some very good, very clean, but the later part of the day seemed to have been a lot cleaner for a lot of stocks yesterday. With that said, let's get to the market pulse and see what we have going on there.
Yeah, man. So a little bit of a gap down this morning. 0.4% on the SPY, about 2/3% on the Qs. All of the major sectors are in the red. The VIX is up about 4% this morning. roughly. Not surprising considering the last few days that we have had. Little pullback here after just a massive run up. I mean, we bottomed last Friday, and then each day since then we have just run from the low on Friday was 322 on the SPY, 322.60, and we've come all the way up 352.50 ish. So as of yesterday's high. So after that big run, not surprised at all to see a little bit of a pullback.
Yeah.
We did have employment data come out uh, at 8:30 Eastern just a few minutes ago, right as we were coming on. Those numbers came out better than expected, adding more jobs than expected, and the unemployment number dropping more than expected. So that having been said, since that 8:30 time, we have started to creep back up on the SPY and see where the day goes.
All right, yeah, we'll definitely be watching this closely here. Again, just a nice rip over the last couple of days, as you mentioned. All right, guys, let's get to our gappers list this morning. Let's see what we have in here. Let's start with removing our tickers
I'm
over here today.
actually with the
Yeah,
with the decent gap down. I'm kind of surprised to see as many tickers in the green on our gappers as there are.
yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. I don't know why,
So
and I know a lot of these do not have a catalyst. So yeah, let's see what's going on here. So a lot in the green. Let's start with the rest, since there's a little bit less there. Kind of get this out of the way. ASMB right now, they are down nicely, 60% at the moment. Volume on this is suspect because if you look here, under a million shares for the most part on this stock. Let's check the float is
their
31.4.
average daily volume is 246,000 shares.
Yeah, that's not good. So I'm concerned with that. Today could be the difference, right? Today they got great volume. They have almost three times more what they trade on a regular day, right? In the pre-market already. So
Yeah,
that is over normal volume for them. This could be something here. I'm not sure what the news is, but the only reason I'm putting this as a possible because it is not my typical stock to trade. So I'm just gonna be a little bit cautious with this type of stock where the volume is a little bit lighter than I like to see on the daily. And you could tell the daily's not great. You're not gonna find great levels because since this does not get great volume throughout most of their trading days, you're not going to see great patterns here. So again, today, completely the opposite situation as they're down 60% with some very decent volume, but just a possible for now. GPT down 33%, another one that's
they had
down
earnings last
nicely.
night, by the way.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, thanks,
Yeah,
Norm. So yeah, that obviously didn't go well at all, down 60%. GBT here, their pre-market not as great right now, starting to pick up. Also, another one that doesn't have amazing volume, 1.3 million is the highest I see in a lot of occasions here. Also, one that looks to be in the 600, maybe 500 on average. But now let me ask you, Norm, that average that you're looking at, is that an intraday or is that for the entire day? That volume, do you know?
that's entire day volume.
Entire
Yeah.
day? Okay. All right, cool. So yeah, here guys, this one is down quite a bit, gapping down 33%. Another possible as well, very similar to, not similar, but close to these type of stocks that we normally do not watch. Very light on volume. We do have shares for sure at the moment, down 34%. Could be interesting as well. Here's
So
Pete.
three
Yeah.
month. That's an average over the last 3 months, by the
Three
way.
months. Oh, perfect. All right, good information. I did not know that. We learn something new every day, so excellent. So here's Piton, guys. This one, great pre-market action. Actually, usually they're pretty choppy at the open, but today they got some good action. Down 3.2, 271, but trying to climb back out of this gap down. As you can see, we're seeing some strength in it at the moment. So I do like Piton today. Let's put it on here. Their daily also does look interesting, bouncing off this 112. Again, I'm sure the market helped a little bit of that because the market was just ripping the last couple of days. Let's see if we can get pushing here. So Piton is good. APBO is the low float that I'm just going to stay away from. This has three crazy days already. It doesn't start off very well, but then you get these pops out of nowhere with volume. Just be careful on this one. I'm not going to be watching this one. The pre-market right now doesn't have great volume, but that doesn't seem to be an issue into the market open. So you can see they do get volume even after a horrible pre-market play here. So just be careful on that one. It's their third day going into some really green streaks here, some really big pops. Their fourth day, excuse me, had 3 days of that already. Today's their fourth day. Careful when type of funky stuff happening there. DKNG right now pre-market doesn't look great, but they do have some volume. 310 at the moment, down 2.7. Their daily has had a nice little bounce here, so you can see they came all the way down to 35.10, now at 41.85. So pretty good. Somewhat of a recovery there for the last couple of days. Pre-market not great, but not bad. Good possible for now. Let's see if it gets better. Oxy. This one pre-market is just getting over 100,000 right now, so it's not looking clean though. You got 26,000 on this one candle, which doesn't mean much for us pre-market wise. So again, not a whole lot going on there. Maybe a possible for now. And this stock is good to trade if it has some kind of catalyst that affects their sector, right? The oil sector. I'm not aware if there is anything. I don't see any other oil companies down here as well. And again, we see when this stock is in play, the volume is outrageous. You get a lot of volume in the pre-market. We're not seeing that right now. All right, let's see what's gapping up. We have a whole lot here, and some of these tickers I already tell don't look all that great. Let's start with AUVI. This is a low flow stock, and when you see a stock that's 1.3 million trading like this, you want to just stay away from this. So again, nothing good there. Here's ACB. They had a big day yesterday. They're up on 20% today. As well. So interesting there, 7 million shares. Now, this stock, although it gets that type of volume, their pre-market tends not to be as clean. I mean, look at these candles, the way they're forming here on the 5 minute. You're not getting a whole lot of clean activity in some of these candles. So again, they look better earlier on. Now with more volume coming in, it looks like it's getting choppier. So interesting. But worth keeping an eye on. ACB, I'll put it at the top here for now. Let's see what we get out of that. This is amazing volume, 7.8, up 20%, a possible continuation. We got some good levels on the daily here. Right now, the price action, just going to mark this down because we're talking about it now. This is a good area right here, the 750, what is that, 756? Great area of support and resistance. So price action battling against that right now. Let's keep an eye on that. FTCH is, what's this? This doesn't look good at all.
Farfetch Limited. It's British UK stock, so I wouldn't really dig into it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna look at that at all. EQ is another one that I know does not trade very well, so we'll skip on this one, guys. Just look at the pre-market, look at the daily, horrible daily. TLRY, this one, how did it end up yesterday? Let's see. I had it as a possible, I believe, but I did take it off. It did a little something. I don't know. This stock, just for me, I don't think it trades very well. Had a green day though. It ended up nice there. Possible continuation today. I'm on the fence on it. Probably a possible at best right now. XPEV, now this was just on fire. The last 2 days has been just insane. Today they had a big drop into the market open and recover and are now back in the green. So just insane what's happening there. Let's add XPEV to our list. Timas, it's T-Mobile, yes, T-Mobile here. This one, you know what? You're up 5.9. Looks like earnings norm on T-Mobile. Got a nice little pop here from yesterday. Looks like.
Well, just recently came in, so I have not.
Yeah, they just got over 100,000.
Yeah, it was earnings last night. It's not my favorite stock to trade, so I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. This stock is actually pretty crappy. They don't trade well at all, even with news. We've seen this stock before. This one, AT&T, Verizon, they all just don't trade well. These telecommunication companies. So we'll skip on that one. Let's look at AVTR. EQ, by the way, is a low flow stock sitting at 13. We did not mention that, but just be careful. This looks like crap. AVTR, this one also does not look great. Not a low flow stock, but just look at the pre-market right now. You have 1 million shares traded, but look how that 1.1 is trading. This is not clean at all. Their daily doesn't look too bad, but it's not great. So not a lot going on there. SQ right now, look at the recovery on SQ, just amazing the last couple of days. I kind of like SQ this morning. Got a nice little pop here, up 4.7, 337,000 at the moment. Great kind of V reversal here. I'm sure the market again helped with a lot of that, but they're doing pretty well this morning. Let's add SQ here.
Yeah, they had earnings last night.
Yeah, they're
So
doing pretty good. And if from experience, we know SQ tends to have very light volume, and 337 for pre-market on SQ at this time, 850 is pretty decent, actually. Our buddy Roku is here. Let's see what Roku has for us today. This is a nice pop for them. They're up 4.4 with 200,000 at the moment. Not a great pre-market action, but I'm not going to put too much weight on their pre-market action, as you know. I'm going to add it here for now. Might not stay there, but it's looking good at the moment. PEIX, nothing there, guys. Horrible pre-market action. CVS, again, another one that trades very poorly as well. Pre-market doesn't look great, so I'm not going to add it on here. It has a nice pop of 3.4, 201. If you like trading this stock or you had success in the past, you can add it. But I really do not like this one. JKS is making a move. Had a big day yesterday. As you can see here, wow, did not see this yesterday. Look at that pop and the continuation on JKS. This is a stock, guys, where you really, really have to be careful. It's not a low flow stock. It's a 32 million shares flow, but you want to treat it like one because it does move like a low flow stock. I mean, these candles, we mentioned it before, and I'll say it again, they're a dollar, in some cases, a dollar and a half. So just be mindful of that.
I was
Uh,
looking at something else, man, but
yeah.
I did want to mention, and Random Sapien pointed out that I didn't get to hop in when you're talking about Roku. They had earnings last night,
Oh, they
so they
did.
will be
Oh,
in
nice.
play despite the volume. They will definitely be in play today.
Yeah, agree 100%. Did not know they had earnings, but yeah, excellent. Yeah, you see the action here happening last night. All right, cool, man. Yep, we'll keep that in there. JKS possible because it is in play today, guys. But again, just be careful with that. CVS, I'm gonna keep off. I don't like the way that one trades. And PLTR, we've seen this one in our list before. I believe recent IPO, but it doesn't trade very well. So I'm gonna keep this one off as well. 360 right now, up 2.5. Has a great daily. Had a great day yesterday. Possible continuation and breakout here, but again, I just don't like the pre-market action at the moment. It's not great. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. We'll put it on here for now, just to see if it gets any better pre-market wise. All right, so we went through that pretty quick. Let's see what you guys have this morning. Let's start with our chat room here. Let's start with Neo, of course. Thank you, Fabio, Italy there. Neo, yes, Neo is on our list. It's not on our gappers list. Oh, because it's coming up under 2%. This thing was down like what, 4% or
Yeah,
5 maybe?
it was on the gappers list red earlier, and now it's
Yeah.
creeping back to previous day close.
Yeah, Neo is on our list, 13 million right now. It's just incredible, beautiful pre-market action. We can remove some of these levels we had from yesterday because we got some new highs and lows. Did hit all-time high this morning again. Is that what we're seeing here? Yeah, so breaking out all-time high again this morning. Let's see if it wants to get back up there. This thing is just going parabolic, really, man, insane. All right, let me scroll back up here so I don't miss you guys on what you're sending. So we got Neo. We have Plug. Let's take a look at that one. That one was also very active yesterday as well. Today, interesting. They're down, but they're trying to climb out of this. Looks like head to that previous day close. Down 1.9 right now, 425 on the numbers. Yeah, this could be, you know what, possible because I think we have some better ones right now at the moment. But this could be a good possible for now. So let's keep it on there. Next we have GPRO. No, I don't like GPRO. And this is GoPro, right? I believe. And the issue with GoPro, the few times I looked at it has been on earnings, and they have not traded or any type of news, and they have not traded well. Norm, I don't know if you had any success trading this stock. We looked at it quite a bit in the past, but I don't think it trades well at all.
What's that?
GoPro, I'm not sure if you ever had any experience trading that one, but for me, it just doesn't look like it trades good at all for the most part.
It's, maybe it does this morning, up 24%. Volume's
Yeah.
pretty light though, so who knows? Have you looked at Space SPCE? Ben E pointed it out.
No.
I had it on my list. They had earnings last night. I mean, they don't make any money. They have no
Mhm.
revenues, but they did announce they're going to start selling tickets to Space again next year. So
Okay. All right. All right. So right now, pre-market not looking great. They're daily though. That does look interesting. You're back above this level here. That has been a point of support and resistance for them. So yesterday they had a big day. I guess coming into this earnings play yesterday. So yeah, it could be a possible. The pre-market needs to get better, but I do like the daily on space. So yeah, we'll throw that on there. So going back to GoPro here, guys. I'm gonna put it as a possible. I'll come back to it. Let's take a look, see if it gets better. ACB we have on deck already. Net, NET. NET right now. Big gap up for NET. This one though, guys, be careful with the spread and be careful with the volume. What's the volume here? Down here, the daily doesn't get a whole lot of volume on NET. I don't know what the float is on this one, but the volume is problematic for this one. And we have volumes that are so light like this, you're not going to get a great intraday trading. That's my concern. They're up 11.9 today, just barely getting over 100,000. Again, I'm just not seeing anything great. I love this gap up. This could create some movement for us, whether we want to come back down and close this gap. But I'm really not a big fan of this one. I'm going to add it on here. I know I have a huge possibles list, but a lot of it's going to come off of that really quick. It's not going to take us a lot of time. Let's go back up here. We had a net. What else we have? Space we looked at. Ooh, let's take a look at Uber. See what's happening there. Uber this morning. Uber's nice. Uber's nice. And Norm, I know you're in a long-term position on this one, so that's got to be really nice for you right now, the way this thing is moving.
Yeah, I'm liking it,
Yeah.
my friend.
I'm sure you are. I'm liking it for you. Excellent. Uber looks great, guys. The daily looks really nice here. Possible breakout and continuation. Again, pre-market doesn't look great at all, but I do love this daily here. This is a really, really good play. You had a nice gap up, beautiful continuation yesterday. Well, not continuation, but kind of getting back against that area of resistance instead of selling down. I'm sure there was some profit taking that caused this gap down. But yeah, it's looking really, really good. All right, guys, let's
Yeah,
do.
they had
Yeah.
earnings last night. Earnings, frankly, weren't great,
Oh,
but
okay. All right.
they've got some upgrades this morning. So
Right, right. Because this was the gap for the California stuff that happened. You mentioned. I
yeah,
remember that. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was
Yep.
what Prop 22 in California, and then they had earnings last night,
Mm-hmm.
and it's looking good. They've had
Yeah.
a slew of upgrades this morning. So
Yeah. Yeah. Looking really, really good, guys. Again, there's no volume here right now, but this thing can get going. Look at the volume a couple of days ago too, with this news and pop there, 101 million. So, pretty good stuff for Uber.
this is an interesting range because we're right up to where it IP the we're right up to where it opened on the IPO. If you pull it all the way
Oh,
back
we are.
to last year, you're sitting right there. I think 4106
Oh, yes.
something was what it
Yep.
closed the day it IPO'd.
Yep. Yep.
Um, so if that 4106 was big resistance on Tuesday, whenever the Wednesday morning, I guess, when this
Right.
started after the Prop 22 deal. It was big resistance that day despite its strong run, and now it's sitting right in that range. So we'll see how it reacts now that it opened that day at 45 and then
Yeah.
traded
Yeah.
down, and it was a nightmare story. It was an ugly IPO situation, and we'll see where it goes from here.
Yeah, man, how time flies. I remember that like if it was yesterday, we were watching for that one. There were some pretty good IPOs that had opened up around that time, some big names that we're waiting for, and Uber was one of them. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting, guys, right here. So I did mark those levels, the highs, and also the high of that day as well. 44.94 is the high of the IPO date. That could be interesting if we can push up towards that. So if you don't have those, you can mark those on your end. Um, all right, let's just look at Workhorse, and then I want to check out our YouTube chat, see what we have there as well. WKHS is Workhorse. What do we have here? Some good pre-market action out of Workhorse right now. Their daily looking rather okay, a little bit choppy, but if we start breaking out of this 1782, it could be interesting, and it looks like we want to do that here. The way this action is looking at the moment, I'm going to add it here. I know I have a lot, but it's not going to be that bad. I promise you. Let's start with Jay here. He has JPM on
You
the
better
list.
you better stop.
I
We
will.
better
I
go to
will.
announcements. We're going to be putting levels on these for an hour this morning,
No, no,
dude.
I'm gonna fine tune this. I'm gonna fine tune the heck out of that list. I'll tell you that
Okay.
much. I'm gonna look at Jay real quick. Jay's JP Morgan. Yeah, breaking out
You
here
might
nice.
have this, you might have this honed down and levels on it by the time we start the morning show tomorrow.
Oh my God. But yeah, we know what we'll do this last one because Norm is right. We have a lot to go through. But JP Morgan, Jay, this one here is again pre-market looks good. I don't like the way some of these banking stocks trade, but they're daily though. Look at this daily right here. This looks very nice. A possible breakout there. So if you like JP Morgan, I think today could be interesting if we can break out of that. You got some room to run here. I'm gonna do some lows for this one now because I'm not gonna keep it on here. 106.35, and you got some other ones up here at 109.14 for JP Morgan. So pretty good stuff happening there. All right, guys, we can't look at too many, but if we get ahead and we have some time on the back end, we'll come back and do some more here. So let's go over to announcements. We'll come back and chop this list up pretty good.
Two things, guys, before we hop into the announcements, and I'll run through those very quickly. If you're watching on YouTube, sincerely appreciate you hit the like button, hit that thumbs up. It really does help us, and we sincerely appreciate it. Second thing is political stuff. Obviously, political things are going on in the market. It's a big deal. News is going to drop throughout the day. Vote things are going back and forth. Talking about news about politics, if something breaks, saw somebody throw something up about the lead changing in Pennsylvania. That's fine. Please, I beg you, keep political opinions out of it, one way or the other. Please, I mean, it's newsworthy that somebody takes a lead somewhere. It might move a market. It's not just a political opinion is not. So thank you very much in advance. All right, managing taxes for Canadian webinar should be up next week on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We are going to have Seth. He's the director of S&B's options trading program. Going to be talking about how to transition to a career in options trading. And then next week, Wednesday night, 5 p.m., special time, 5 p.m. Eastern for the psychology webinar that'll be created talking about harnessing cognition for peak trading performance. If you want to participate in member trade of the day and trade of the week, please take a screenshot of your best trade of that day. Mark it up, entries, exits, thoughts, strategies, ideas, anything you can do to clearly define and show your thought process, why you took the trade, why you took your exits, everything else. Anything you can put on there. Post it on Twitter, tag at Bearable Traders, at Mike B_BBT, and at Norm BBT. Also use the hashtags BBT Family, Day Trading, and Stock Market. We will announce the winner for each day in the closing bell show in the afternoon and on Twitter. And then on Monday, the trade of the week, the team over the weekend gets the 5 trades from that week and decides which one is the best of the 5. We vote anonymously. That person wins a $100 gift card from Amazon. Andrew's book is now in Espanol. You can find it on Amazon or Audible if that is the language of choice you would like to consume it in. All right. If you're watching this on YouTube and haven't been in the chat, use the promo code PREMARKET24. That will give you a discount off the normal $39 price for 7 calendar days, 5 trading days in the chat room, unless there's a market holiday. Also includes access to Carlos's onboarding class each and every Monday night, live at 8 p.m. Eastern. Also, if you would like to take advantage of this Halloween discount, it is going away. So today's the last day we'll be talking about. 35% off lifetime membership. Use the promo code Halloween35.
All right, thank you, Norm, for that. Let's get into this gappers list. So let's scan through this quickly, guys. So Piton looking even better now. Look at this pre-market action getting really nice in here. Love what's happening there. Great volume. ACB breaking out here. This is good. Good. We'll keep that one. XPEV had a great day yesterday. Possible continuation today as well. Pre-market is looking very good right now. The spread is a little bit wide there. I'm seeing about 10, 15 cents at times. So just be careful with that. That's hopefully going to get better at the market open. It was very good yesterday when I was watching it. So let's hope that continues. SQ, guys. SQ normally doesn't have a great pre-market action, but today they have a really, really good pre-market action with some good volume, up 5.5. So we'll keep that on there. Roku had earnings last night. Doesn't have great. Actually, this is decent volume for them. If you look at their regular days, they don't have a lot. So they will be in play today. Neo looks amazing right now, trying to climb out of this red area, get into the green. And Uber at the moment, again, possible. I think this list is set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe I got to get rid of one more. But I think we're pretty good here. Let's just go through the secondary. A space, I do like that one. DKNGs has a nice bounce. Plug is decent. ASMB, I'm going to get rid of this one. It has a big drop today, 61%. But again, it's typically not the stock that I would trade. I mean, this looks attractive. This drop here, it looks like this thing wants to go to 0. But man, I like more what I have on my list. It's more what I'm used to trading. GBT, same thing here, guys. Very light on the volume, under a million for the most part. So I'm gonna get rid of that one. I love the drop, love the gap down of 32%, but I'm just gonna stick with what I know here. Oxy, I'm gonna remove it. I'm not aware of any significant news in the oil sector right now, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. That's a good one when it has a lot of volume and we got some news in that area. TLRY starting to get going alongside ABC, so I'll keep TLRY here. JKS, this is a monster one, guys. I mean, it is in play today, but I'm going to just play it safe today. This is one that could be that could abuse you very, very badly. I mean, the range on this is crazy. So just going to take it off. But it is in play today. If you have traded in the past, if you have great risk management, that is one you might want to look at today. But again, no playing around with that stuff. PLTR, this one right now is, you know what? It's so-so. Um, yep. I'm gonna get rid of it. It's not bad, but it doesn't look as great as what I have up here, right? And even in the secondary, we got some ones that are just looking better. I can't pinpoint what it is, but I'm gonna get rid of it. GPR. Now this one is in play, guys. It's up 23%. I personally do not like this pre-market action. Looks very choppy for me, and I also do not like personally that they've taken my money before in the past because they trade horrible for me. So I'm gonna get rid of it based on that because I have so many other great stuff to watch. NET is another one too that I just don't like the way it looks right now pre-market wise. I love the gap up, possible continuation, but I'm gonna get rid of this one too. Workhorse, let's see what we have here. This one's pre-market action. I do like this one. This could be a good possible. It is stuck between some levels here, so it can be very choppy. Hopefully it can break out of that, but right now we'll keep it on here for now. All right, so decent list. We still got one too many on our top list, but I think these are all worth to do levels on. So let's start with Piton here. Right now, high of the pre-market 123.50. So we'll throw a level there. Above that, you have the highs from yesterday. You have the previous day close as well, which is a very good level. Above the highs from yesterday, this level here is a good one too. 131.85, and obviously you got a very clean one up here as well, 136.71. But again, it'll take a lot to get there for Piton, but we've seen it do it before. We've seen Piton take off and trade very well. Now, towards the bottom, your lows is very close to the highs and lows from the last two trading days right in here. And then below that, you do have this drop here, which is the low from 2 days ago. Within this gap up, 117.50 and 112.50, in here, you do have a couple of areas of resistance and support. Got a lot of touches on this 116.03 level. Here, resistance, support here, more support here, and you got support and resistance happening here as well. So a pretty good level there. You can mark between this gap of the low of today and also the low from 2 days ago. Let's look at ACB right now, breaking out nicely here above the 753. What is this level? Oh yeah, this one here. You had a nice area of resistance and support. That's a good level there. We did see the struggle here in the 5 minute trying to break out of that, and it finally did. Above that, we do have a great level here at 820. I'm going to mark that down. And then if we keep going up here, we got another good level here. We got nice area of support at 912 coming out of there as well, and then dropping down from that. So at the moment, your pre-market high is sitting at a 795. I'm not sure if that's going to stick. But again, 795 is your pre-market high right now. This thing looks like it wants to keep going here, so we'll come back to it. Oh wait, towards the bottom, you do have your low all the way down here at 640, next very close to the previous day close. But in between here, you do have a nice big gap. You want to find a good level here, and here's one at right at 7. This whole dollar number's got a lot of support here. You can see for about 4 days, finding support around that price level before finally breaking down. And then you got this crazy day here where you had a nice push up and then just an insane gap down. So interesting what happened there. But that 7 is going to be pretty nice for it this morning. XPEV, this thing was just wild yesterday. Look at their daily. It's just insane. Are we hitting all-time highs? We should be. It's recent IPO, right? Yeah, recent IPO in August. So this is your all-time high. We made that this morning at 39. What is that? 39.80. That was yesterday, actually. Excuse me. We made that last night. 39.80 is your all-time high on this one. Your pre-market high this morning is 38.90. So that's your pre-market high right there. We're getting a little bit of rejection and a bounce back at the moment. Towards the bottom, guys, the highs and lows from the last two trading days. You don't have a lot of levels up here. Obviously, your all-time high here. So pretty much what you see right now with the highs and lows is what you pretty much got. In the 5 minute, you can come in here as we've done before for stocks that are breaking out from all-time highs, and there's some gaps in between here. You can go in here and find some levels. Like right now in the pre-market, you see a lot of touches around 37.74. So you got to break out around that price level. You got some support happening here as well a couple of minutes ago. Right now, you're actually bouncing from that also. Let's see if that's going to hold at 37.74 there. And last night, after hours, you did get a pullback right to that level, found support again before it ran out to make the all-time high. So we'll see what happens there. Very active, tons of volume, 7.5. Here's SQ. I think SQ's pre-market activity looks amazing. They are up nicely, 5.2. Pre-market high right now, 184.88. Let's throw a level there. That 184.88, by the way, look at the area of support you're getting. You're getting here. Nice area of support for what, about 7 days here. You got one that did break down below that, and it's funny that happens to be this level 181.09. It's just like a couple of cents off the pre-market low. So I'm gonna mark that there. I think this one will be more important than the pre-market low because look how many touches you have on this one. You got 3 days here, finding resistance, beautiful support on this day here after a gap down. And then also here, you got a couple of touches on these two, on this one day here. So that could be a good one, 189.09. In the pre-market today, you can see some of that support happening as well, and late last night. So a lot of touches on that level. Above that, we do have 189.58, and then all the way up here, 192.98 for SQ. So SQ looking really good this morning. Here's Roku. Doesn't look great pre-market, but we know this stock can trade very well. They had earnings yesterday. They are up nicely at 4.4. Right now, pre-market highs sitting at 238.31, and the low sitting at 238.47. This 238.31 on the pre-market high, you do have a nice area of a rejection here for these 2 days when it did break out nicely. Now, are we back at all-time highs? I believe we are. Yeah, we are all-time highs here on Roku, I believe. Yeah, so that's pretty good for Roku. Let's see if we can go back up and test that there. Towards the bottom, guys, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days got you covered there. Do not need to add any more. Here's the beast of the last for the month. I think this thing for this month and last month, this thing has just been incredible. Has given us great opportunities. I took all the levels off we had yesterday. The only one you really need to add is the pre-market high at 43.35, which is your all-time high for this stock at the moment. So right now, doing a beautiful recovery from the pre-market lows over at 39.91. Trying to get green. It did tip his head right above it here, and now it's kind of getting a little bit of rejection. But this thing has just been incredible. In the 5 minute, since this thing is moving so much, right? Look at this level here. This is 39.75. Your previous day close is at 42.35. So that's a big move. You can start going into your 5 minute and looking for levels of support and resistance because your daily is not going to give it to you because you don't have no more daily information in this area. So for example, 40.49, great area of resistance here, broke out nicely, and then look at the support you're getting off of that area. So that's a good one. Right over here as well, you do have another breakout. Look at the ABCD pattern after ABCD pattern, 41.21, area of resistance, more resistance here, and then you got the breakout on there as well. So you can have these two there just to have something in between because this stock can move quite a bit. And on a stock that's $40, if you're getting $1, $2 moves, that's pretty big. So take advantage of some profit taking. Here's a Uber. The pre-market on Uber is okay, could be better. But what I really like about Uber right now is the daily. If it can get pushing up here above these this level we had right now, we might see some good rejection here because this is the, as we mentioned, where it closed on their IPO date. So that's an important level for them. If they can stay above that, they haven't been up here in a very long time. So again, we'll see if they can get going there. Let's go back to. Actually, as far as levels for Uber, I think you have everything covered. Maybe between 42 and the low from yesterday. We do need something in here. That's a big gap. Let's see if we could find something from the intraday yesterday. We do have this area here, has a lot of touches on the intraday from yesterday on the 5 minute. 41, 43. Look at the areas you have here of support. Here, there again. So that could be a minor area of support and resistance. I don't see anything on the daily in the recent times, but I'm going to keep that 41, 43 on there. So I don't like that it's selling down now, but so I'm going to move Uber down to a possible. And I think this will make my top five or six. One, two, three, four, five, six. So that's perfect. I think we got a pretty good list this morning. All right, what else we have, guys? I think this covers it. Let's take a look at what our moderators are watching today. Let's start with Peter. So he's watching AMD Neo Piton as his main list so far. He might add some more to that. Secondary list, he has SQ, Roku, and Baba. So pretty good list. Mike B is watching his break of high scanners, SQ, Baba, and Piton. John has his watch list is going to be Roku, Baba, and SQ. Tiffany has Piton, Baba, SQ, and XPEV. That thing was a monster yesterday. Jared is looking at he's watching NET, JKS, Roku, and his secondary list, the big tech companies, MJ, and also EV candidates. So he'll be looking at that. Norm, your list is Z, SQ, Roku, and Neo. And Eamon is watching Piton, PLTR, JKS, and the secondary list, CGC, and TLRY. So all right, we got a pretty good start to the market right now. I think our watch list looks amazing for a Friday. Can I recall Friday having such many great pre-market candidates? So this looks good. I like what I'm seeing here. Look at ACB. ACB just continues to break out. Another breakout here at 795. That was your pre-market high at that point. Right to the next level. Man, this thing is cranking. What are the other ones doing? Like CGC, not as nice. How about CRN? You guys remember that one? CRN is also moving here. Yeah, not as
They
clean.
are.
Nothing.
Looks like marijuana stocks are moving it up.
Mhm. Yeah, nothing as clean as ACB right now. ACB's definitely got it going on. So, um, all right, guys, that is all we have as we get into this Friday and into our weekend. If you missed it earlier, it is Peter's birthday. So happy birthday, Peter. Hopefully you enjoy and have a nice weekend. And we will see you guys next week. Take care. Have an amazing weekend. It is Friday, guys. So you want to go into the weekend knowing you were disciplined and that you did follow your rules and you were able to to end the week right. It's important to always end the week right, no matter what happens, red or green. You have to end the week right and go into that weekend just enjoying your family and not thinking about trading. That's very important. All right. So anything else that we might have missed before we log off?
Just that Z that I added.
Oh, let's take a look at that. Z. This has a pop of 8.8. What's the news on this, by the way? Oh, earnings, looks
Or
like.
yeah,
All
earnings.
right, cool. Let's add seed right onto this list here, guys. I'm adding seed right now. Volume's only 56, but that could get better as we get into our market open. So that's a nice gap up. Look at this thing. That is nice, man. Look at that. All right, cool. Looking forward to that. All right, guys. Take care. Trade safe and have a great weekend. We will see you guys next week.
All right, take care, guys. Trade safe.